Hello everybody and welcome back to Brotato here on the channel. We are going to be playing as the streamer in today's video. We're going to be trying to complete it in difficulty level 1, probably with a wrench. Mainly because even though it appears that if you move a lot, you have more damage and more attack speed, what I am noticing is that as you collect materials, which we're going to have a lot of them, you start to lose damage and speed. So might as well just focus on things that aren't affected by that at all. If you guys are enjoying Brotato, hit the like button and the subscribe button below. Let's go over here and stand still, because that's how we make a ton of materials as fast as possible. And I think what I'll do is with like 2 seconds on the clock, I will run over and grab the materials. I would like to get something that'll just bring the materials directly to me. Honestly, this might be like the best lineup for Wave 1 shop I have ever seen. I'm fine with everything besides the pistol. And honestly, I'm fine with both of these two as well. Okay, let's go over and find one of our structures. We should have 3 of them now. I'm not going to move as much as I can. And I do need to save material at some point because I'm going to need... Oh, they actually deal quite a bit, so now I have to move. Let's go over here, grab this. We're at like 32. So what do I really want? Honestly, none of these. These are all terrible. Engineering +2. Okay, so I think out of these, I'd probably want to grab the wrench. I kept the gentle alien, honestly, just for the fact that you'd have more more HP. By the way, this is voiced over. I'll just say that real quick. OBS just randomly cut out on the audio again. So unfortunately, a run that ended up being a very interesting run turns into a run where I have to voice over it, so you can't get the reaction when I get certain items and that kind of stuff. It's just what I'm used to at this point. But I'm hoping that by getting as many structures as physically possible, it'll increase the armor, because I think for every structure I increase, I gain +2 armor for every structure I have. So obviously this free turret, that's literally just another structure, so it's another 2 armor. The wrench will end up being not only a flame turret, but again, 2 more armor. And having the turrets allow me to stand still so that I can make money using the streamer build. Now obviously if there was anything that I really needed in this run for the build that I'm aiming for, it was the item to break trees in 1 hit, the item to spawn a structure every time you break a tree, well, a turret, but it still counts as a structure, so. And then, obviously, as many structures as I can get. Now, I'm not sure if the tilers count as structures, but... Or landmines. I don't think landmines do. Actually, this lets me see if I ever got the ugly tooth. Did I take it? I'm actually quite interested, because I stared at this for a while. Okay, I did actually take it. So, I don't know if turret damage counts as stuff that slows the speed of enemies. And I also needed a ton of max HP regen. Ton of max HP regen. And then engineering and armor was what I was really going for. This build ends up just becoming completely obnoxious. Now this is just one of those waves where I could just stand right in the center and basically do nothing, but naturally I move because I'm stupid. But I feel like it gets boring at times just standing still. Now what I was realizing is... Let me just see if it happens. When does it turn to +2? We're at +2 now? Yes. So at around like 65 to 68 material, I was gaining 2 material. So for every like 33 or 34, I was gaining +1 material. So I got to a point, there's a max of 25 you can gain per second standing still, but you don't necessarily have to gain the plus 25 to really have a chance to win, because the streamer becomes very strong very fast. Gain obviously another wrench, check to see it's plus 2 armor per structure, so we're at 14 armor, 8 regen, and 14 health. And what I was very quickly realizing was armor is what we really need to be going after in this game. It is very broken. I mean, that unit used to hit me like twice with any other build, and I'd die that time. I could have taken it 5 times and died, and I only had, I think, 14 armor at this time. So, the boss fight at the end of the game is just absolutely stupid. It is obnoxious. And I'm quite confident, having done this run, that danger level 1 is easier than danger level 0. Mainly because I feel like because they have the tentacle enemies, they give you less of the enemies that are actually a major problem, which is the range enemies and then the dash enemies. And the tentacle enemies, if you're standing still, basically can't hit you. So, now here, the metal's great, so's the wrench. I honestly probably should have grabbed the landmines, but at the time I haven't gotten anything good for explosion damage, so I was like, eh. I also didn't think they were structures, which I still don't think they are, but when you see the other upgrades I get, you'll understand why I start getting mines. Now, I think gardens count as structures. So, I feel like this build, the one that I end up making with the streamer, would actually be a pretty decent build to go for difficulty level 5 winning. Maybe not early, but once I get to a certain point, it is a completely disgusting build. And I'll let you know what items were really the ones that pushed me into that thinking. Obviously, the lumberjack shirt's broke. Grab the engineering. Now we start getting clockwork wasps. Now that plus 10% structure attack speed helps out big time, but actually the plus 5% speed actually ends up helping with the fact that I think you get like minus 1% speed for every 15 materials you have. Like, that's the one problem with the streamer, is that if you have a ton of materials, he becomes very slow, and he becomes very, the percent damage is basically negative a trillion. Now, that's not that big of a problem if you're using turrets, because, well, turrets don't require attack or percent damage increases. So, there's kind of that balance you got to deal with. A balance back and forth between whether or not you want to have high percent damage, ergo you need to have no materials at the end of every round, but then you're not really gaining any money, which is the whole point of the streamer, or you just go structures, which kind of is why they give you the armor increase every time you have one. At least that's how I viewed it. It's basically an alternative engineering class. And there we go. We got dynamite, so now it's like, okay, from now on, if I see something that makes landmines that isn't a screwdriver, we'll probably grab it. Honestly, the handcuffs, I feel like they show up every time we're using the engineer. Probably should have grabbed the acid, but we get another clockwork wasp. Obviously, the lost duck for just more luck. And at this point, I was keeping around 140 materials, because then I'd start by gaining plus 4 materials for every second I'm standing still. Now, this build still isn't very impressive yet. Again, it becomes very broken. It is one of the most, one of my more satisfying builds that I've done on the channel. Which is why, naturally, OBS had to crash the audio. Also, because if it crashes the audio 2 minutes into a 30-minute long video, I have to basically record the entire video over again. As you can see, though, we're up to like 500 minerals. Now, I am very slow. Very, very, very slow. And the wrenches are dealing like 14. But I mean, that's not supposed to be the main attack that I have. And I'm not really getting any good wrenches. But as you can see the armor already having an effect. There's another turret, so that's another structure. This wasn't that impressive. Maybe I should have grabbed the percent damage or the percent dodge, but then I get an engineering, so we'll take that. Then I think nope, I just grabbed the armor. Okay. Got a coupon. I think I got 3 of those the entire run. Just, again, makes everything cheaper. And there's our first clover. Notice the dodge. That's the key thing. And I think I grabbed Broken Mouth too, because I was noticing I needed more HP. If the HP regen was going to help at all, I needed to be able to take more hits, just overall. Now I think here, I'm trying to do the math in my head of do I want to keep 320, then I'm gaining 10 not minerals, 10 material, or do I want to go below 300? I decided to go below 300 just to get another flame turret. As you can see, we're still really not dealing a ton of damage with the turrets. They're, I think, about 20 damage for the turrets. My wrenches deal 13. But we're getting a ton of materials. Like I said, the streamer scales very quickly. In the beginning, not very great. Honestly, I think I almost died 3 times in the beginning. But after a while, it just becomes I don't even know why you'd ever play as a different unit. I mean, even then, I got close, but did I really? I got to 20 health left and then just started healing by plus 3 or 4. Now, I still don't have one of the items that is the main reason I won this as easily as I did. And I also don't have the item that is the most obvious for what you would need in an engineering build. That was just terrible with a bunch of purples I didn't need, but then I got a bunch of purples with one that I did need. So we can upgrade one of the wrenches, then we'll go grab the blue wrench. We have another blue wrench, so we'll grab that. The duct tape, +1 armor, +1 engineering. The max HP -2, again, just because of the armor helps out. And then I'm like, oh, landmines. Well, we have dynamite, so I'll grab some landmines. Not sure if they're structures. They're probably not. Pocket factory. There we go. Killing a tree spawns a turret. And spawn a garden. Pretty sure that's a structure too. I didn't grab the leather vest because of the drop in HP. I was concerned that if I kept going too low with the HP, that would be a major problem. But as you can see, that's really where the streamer just becomes completely broken. Because you get 800 material, and it doesn't matter how bad the items are you keep getting, because you can get so many of them so quickly that the scale just flies off the chart. So who cares if you can only get +1% damage? If you can get it 15 times, well then it's +15% damage. Now naturally, if you have even a little bit of luck, the streamer is completely broken, because you can just buy the entire shop 15 times. Honestly, I was wishing I could find the one bunny that makes it free to reroll, but I don't think I ever found that. And by the time I found the piggy bank, it was wave 19, so it was of course. Now, do the clockwork wasps work on gardens? Because I was noticing it just releasing 8 fruits every single wave. Grab the +4 engineering, obviously. We have plastic explosives, so 100% +25%. Explosion rate size. Got another just standalone turret. That was just a wasted reroll. +4 engineering. And then another dynamite. And another wrench. And then we have another wrench, but there's actually Shady Potion, which I think I take because we only have 31 luck, and it only drops my HP regen by 2. But first yeah. Okay, I just grabbed both of them and then just went to the next wave. Yep. Now it is quite satisfying to watch all the blue X's up here. It's reinforcements have arrived, and then the whole screen is just you insta-killing every single alien. Now, I do believe there are builds with explosion damage, and I'm wondering if that's the items you're supposed to get to go with the landmine rocket launcher builds. But that'll be probably in future videos. I can't imagine I can find a way to use the wrench for every single character in this game. There are just certain characters that just aren't good with the wrench. I mean, I'm pretty sure there is literally a character with a negative engineering start, so probably don't want to use turrets for him. I think I tried turrets with ult too and it didn't work out too well, but that's probably because I didn't know what items were available in the game at the time. But as you can see, we have 650 material, so we have a purple wrench, we can get our first red wrench. The snake, by the time I ended up getting it, no point, because I don't have any flame turrets. But the scar's fine. Why not? And obviously clover and wrench would be great to have. Again, keep an eye on the dodge. That's the key thing. The dodge in this becomes just stupid. Toolbox, broken. The minus 8% attack speed, who cares? The attack speed has nothing to do with your structure's attack speed. And now my turrets, my weakest turrets, are dealing 36. My strongest turrets are dealing like... let me see if I can see one of the explosions. Is that 56? No. Okay, I think I just saw a 96. I swear it was close to like 100 at this point. 96, yeah. Problem is that the laser turrets are actually so fast that the enemies weren't being around for very long. And you just watch the garden. There's just, I think, 15 hit points right there. I could basically full heal with one garden. And then I started noticing that the armor is really broken. I took a full hit from one of the dash enemies with the white armor on them, and I got dealt 4. And I'm pretty sure in all of my other runs, when I got hit by those enemies, I used to get dealt like 12. Recycling machine, also great, just gives me more materials when I get bad items. Got the plus 4 HP regen. And then another clockwork wasp. Like I said, great run. Another free turret. When I say free, I don't mean you can get it for free. I'm meaning it doesn't require me to have a wrench. So grab another free turret. Metal plate. Obvious. Plus 2 armor. As you can see, the armor's up to 34. I imagine there exists an armor number where you can get hit by basically anything and get dealt 1. So I feel like that was where this class was really broken for this particular run. Just as you can start seeing the more structures I had, I honestly probably should have kept an eye on the tiler when I purchased the tiler. I guess I can use this voiceover to see if tiler counts as a structure or not. And another free turret just because we destroyed a tree. I don't even want to know how many turrets are on the board at this point. And every turret that is down, I get plus 2 armor. So I'm pretty sure at this point I have like 50, 60 armor probably. Plus I have like 18 HP regen, so really, really difficult to actually take me out, even if you were to go right next to me and just hit me with range shots over and over again. Or just keep dashing into me. Grab the recycle points, and then we have a plus 9 max HP. And I'm like, well, I gotta take that, because 37 HP, I don't want to keep pushing it. We obviously got a wrench upgrade. Grab that. Another wrench. Too bad I can only have 6 weapons, but we do get a medal. Actually, this is the one where, okay, I just combine the wrenches and then I grab the medal. Another landmine, why not? And there's Tyler. So does Tyler count as armor? Or as a structure? I think I just block him and then get him the next time. Because I'm already at 195 material, so I don't want to lose more. And I was looking kind of at defective steroids, and I'm like, the plus 2 max HP might be pretty helpful, but Some of the times I feel like I should have actually gotten it, it would have been even more broken, but the problem with this game is, for some reason, that some of the times I have done runs on this game, it has just felt like I have gotten an item that shouldn't have affected me the way it did, and it'll just slow my whole character down, or make it so I deal like 1, and I was kind of just wanting to focus on certain items that I knew their effects and not ruin a run that was turning out pretty good. It was obnoxious. And again, it does help that danger level 1 is definitely easier than danger level 0. I don't care. I mean, look, I'm just standing there, the tentacle can't even hit me. I have 1,000 material. At that time, clockwork, wasp, and this was just a great thing too. Literally everything at the shop I could buy and I wanted to buy. Got the clockwork, wasp, and another free turret without needing a wrench. I got rid of that wrench so I could get a blue wrench, which was actually a good idea because then I could just get the blue wrench. That poisonous tunic is just obnoxious, but not for this build. And now we are getting to a point, I didn't actually see if the Tyler gave me armor. Let me know in the comments if the Tyler gave me armor. I mean, you'd think it would, because in the long run it looks like a watchtower. So, also, what do those bulbous enemies do? The one that I just hit. They always just look like they're standing there, but I can't imagine that's all they do. Are they like... Oh wait, are those the healers? That heal the other aliens? I mean, look at that. This might honestly be better than the engineer was at engineering. I mean, there's just nothing getting near me. Some of the enemies are even full on just running away. And I'm just standing there. I have almost 1,000 material to work with. The double materials counter, I'm almost at 500. That's just obnoxious. Bean teacher, why not? And we got a mushroom. It's obviously the one you want to go with just for the more HP regen. I have 69 luck, so that's fine. This mammoth. This mammoth is disgusting. Plus 20 melee damage I don't really care about. The plus 5 knockback and the plus 5 HP regen, when damage and speed doesn't really matter to me because I'm the streamer. Yeah. Then I got another free turret, so just keep loading them in because it's another plus 2 armor, another dynamite, another clockwork wasp. This build is disgusting. I wasted so much luck today. It's honestly probably why the OBS went down. So here, you could really see how powerful the build is. I'm not even really getting a lot of engineering upgrades anymore, and the aliens that used to be my biggest problem, which were those bigger ones with the white, like, bone armor wrapped around them, they couldn't even get near me. That truly is the difference between this build and the other builds that I've had on the channel. And you could really see it, this wave in particular, because the turrets weren't even as close together as I think they were the last wave, but just having 5 of them was keeping back pretty much everything. It wasn't until like 10 seconds into the wave that I was like, okay, they're getting kind of close, I'll move a little bit, but again, I'm also right near the garden, so who cares? Campfire, because of the plus 2 HP regen, I took it, plus 3 engineering, yes. Obviously, more HP regen. I'm at 30 HP regen. Now that fried rice would actually be good if I'd remembered that I had free incendiary turrets, so I was still technically with burning enemies going around. But I forgot, so I didn't take it. Looking back on it, that was stupid, but did get 2 more good items. The jetpack would be great for Speedy, but not Streamer. Still don't have the item that was the big item. I think that was honestly like wave 18 or 19. I think that was all I got this time. I was looking at the baby with a beard and I was like, oh, I mean, it's not incredible, mainly because I don't think it really dealt a ton of damage because of my build for each bullet, and it dropped my range by 50, and I didn't want to just pick up random upgrades that for all I know was going to completely ruin the build. Now this was actually the wave I was concerned a bit about. The turrets didn't spawn great, and the enemies that came in originally were all the red Vikings looking enemies, and they were getting very close, and then all of a sudden they just stopped spawning them for the ones with like the white hair basically over them. They started spawning them way more often, and I was like, okay, well, this wave's already done. Just grab as much money as I can to make the last 2 waves just that much easier. Any time where you can stand still and beat wave 18, you've done something right. So, Alien Baby, I was like, maybe, because of the plus 15 max HP, but I think... Did I end up getting it? Okay, I did actually get it. I actually said that was right. The Adrenaline. Plus 5% dodge, and then plus 50% chance to heal 5 HP when dodging an attack. I was like, why not? Doesn't even really give you a negative. So I took it, and that ended up just making the last 2 waves so stupid. It was just... No, like, there's the piggy bank. I think I ended up getting landmines again. Yes. Then I locked the steroids. Piggy bank I locked, I really don't know why I did, but I was like, oh, why not? At this point, actually, that's where the funny thing about the streamer really started to come into effect. As you can see, I've got my materials down by quite a bit. Because of that, I wasn't getting hit so poorly by the speed drop. So I was actually, without knowing, balancing out the speed drop with the fact that my materials, I wanted to keep at a certain rate so I could buy whatever I wanted to whenever I wanted to. Actually did a great job with that. The other thing, you see the dash enemies that are running straight into me, dealing 5. Well, what I was noticing is they'd hit me for 5, then they'd turn around and try to hit me again, and one of their next, 3 attacks I would dodge, plus I have the 40 HP regen. So I was basically not taking damage. Which, I mean, the 1,000 times 2 right there is enough. Then I was like, I'll just sell those 2 items, get 300 more materials. My speed is actually positive, even though, again, I have the streamer class. Lucky coin, not great for this wave, but maybe in the future if I use a crit chance build, if I can get it again. Nothing great there. Purple wrench, 100%. With the last wave being on, it would have been nice to be able to get the other turret, but who cares? I have plus 55 armor. I am getting dealt 4 damage, and here's the boss. And this is where stuff kind of became stupid. So dodge, that's 5 HP, but I didn't need it. I'm fast enough because I only have 37 material to be faster than the boss. Now, I'm not dealing a lot of damage to the boss, but who cares, because the boss is not dealing me any damage. And we are 30 seconds into the fight, and the really stupid part is coming very soon, because I notice that I don't really have to move. And in a boss fight where I don't have to move, I did something right. I mean, we got the boss down to half health. I'm trying to remember if I ever completely stand still, but I'm pretty sure I was even saying that guy hit me, dealt nothing. Couple of the times that hit me dealt 5. Boss hit deals 5. I'm like, yep, okay, this is stupid. At that point I just started walking into the attacks. So I'm like, why bother? Look, max health again. Nothing. We probably would have won had we had an extra 110 seconds. Or to be honest, probably an extra 40 seconds. But if you guys are enjoying Brotato, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button below. Let me know in the comments what you think of this build. Would it have been effective in difficulty level 4 or 5? Have you had a better one? You probably have. I'm interested in hearing what they were. Community support plus 1% attack speed for every current living enemy might be worth putting Speedy and the open hands as a build. But hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone.